there.
Right there?
Yep.
Alright.
Is that about a placement?
That's about our placement, yeah.
Okay. I don't think your driveway is coming around this way unless we go like 5 feet that way. Which we can.
I think we should. It seems crowded over there.
You want to do 2 yards this way? Like.
And let's
one.
get out from underneath this tree a little bit.
Alright, move over. 2 big steps. Right there. About right there. Feels better.
Yeah, it does feel better.
Alright. We had to walk up today. Willie couldn't make it because it rained last night. But it's starting to dry out. We kind of plotted out where we roughly want the house to be. And we have to take out more trees because we shifted that way. But the good thing is that they're all cedars.
See that one behind Meg's head right there? That one. That's coming out. There's another one next to it, and then there's that little cedar right there. They were probably coming out anyway, right, Meg?
I think there's 5 of them.
Okay.
But the good thing is cedars are fairly easy to knock over. So we'll get those down and then measure again. And then we're going to start scraping the topsoil.
All right, cool.
Right?
So I'm going to put the stump up. That's on the machine already. Stump bucket's on the machine. We got our new tracks. I got the rock bucket up here, and I got the grapple bucket.
Got the new sprocket.
Yeah, that's what I meant. New sprockets. Let's get to work.
Up like a tree, they don't seem so big, and then you drop them and holy moly, that's a big tree. I'm standing out here and kind of in our bedroom, really, because it's really windy today and the nuts are falling off the trees. I don't want to get hit in the head. I think we're gonna go back down. That's enough for today up here. We'll paint the sawmill, maybe.
So I made a purchase of a little scissor jack, just nothing crazy, but I want it toward the front here where you begin your cut. Now you begin your cut on the small diameter end of the log and finish on the large diameter. And what you want to do is get the pith, the center of the log, you want to get that even from where the back is to the front. So you want to raise up the log in that spot for your first and second cuts. So that's what this is going to help me do. The only thing is, you know, obviously it doesn't reach all the way across, so I need to create a little stand, but I also want this thing to be able to go, I would say, from the center over to about here, adjustable. So I can't just like weld something to this and like put this here. I want this movable, so I can move it any direction or any spot on the mill that I want to across, but I also want it from like center to like a quarter back. And the reason for that, sometimes you have logs that are like only 8 inches you're trying to mill, sometimes you have a big 20-inch log. And the center point is, you know, on a bigger log it's going to be in the middle, on a smaller log it's going to be more toward the back stop. So I need it to be kind of like shiftable. So I'm going to get into just fabricating something really quick, probably with some extra I-beams that we used for the deck here. And then just somehow just have this thing slide a little bit. But I also want it bumped up about like 3 inches or so. So this is right underneath the bottom of there. And I could get this jack, you know, screw to a better height. So I think that's going to work out well. But I just got to make something custom for this mill. Let's go see what we could figure out.
Only a little bit green left of the mill.
Well, I did one quick coat with a roller. I'm going to do more. I'm just trying to, I got an idea though. You want to know, Meg?
I want to know your idea.
Okay. You didn't even ask why I asked you to pick up water balloons at the store the other day. I said, Meg, go to the dollar store and pick up some water balloons on the way home. Meg said, sure. All right. Didn't have to convince Meg. One's like this. Oh yeah. That's good. All right. I mean, it's a good idea in theory. And then you can...
Yeah.
Unless the paint, like, melts the balloon for some reason. All right, just to give you a visual. Boom.
It's wonderful. It's faster than taping it.
Yeah. Right? I don't want to tape all this. And do those. Good deal.
Much faster than taping.
So it's a good idea?
John, I will give you, it's a good idea.
You just gotta get the right size balloon.
Well, they look funny.
I think I might leave them there. I like the way it looks. I'm going for like a heavy equipment quality paint job. Like just spray it.
See, the problem is these are breaking pretty easy.
See, that looks pretty good. The front I rolled,
This
and that looks pretty
requires
good.
some finesse, I think.
Yeah, you'll get good at it, Meg. I know you will.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I think. Let's see.
Okay, so just do a dusting first.
Yeah?
Yeah. Take this opportunity and just hang out with you guys, because normally Meg and I are in the woods, the kids are at school, and you don't really get a peek as to what our lives are, you know, when the sun is going down. This is actually our favorite time of day, isn't it, Meg?
Yeah.
And it usually entails this, and Meg usually has a seltzer, I have a beer, and the sun sets to, well, obviously our west, but west is over there. It's just a nice part of the day. This is my personal favorite time of year. So this is just Virginia living in the mountains, and it's a really neat area, wouldn't you say, Meg? That,
Oh yeah.
because you get really nice temperatures during the day, and then you get rewarded with the coolness of night. Like, I don't want it this cold, but it's not even October. It's going to be 39 tonight. That's a little cold, but
That's
when it
cold.
gets down to like mid 40s in the night, it's really nice. You don't need the AC running. You don't need the heat running. You just, it's,
And we have a fire going pretty much every night.
yeah.
About 5:30. Give John about 5:30. He has a fire going.
Yeah, this is my zen. This is me relaxing. I'm done. I'm worked hard. You know, the kids, we get involved with them and they settle down. Meg and I are just kind of like, we got dinner cooking right now. We're having spaghetti and sausage, and yeah, I usually just get a fire going.
Just to show how many fires we've had.
Go ahead.
We have about a foot of ash
We really do.
in this fire pit. Oh, I cannot stand the smoke.
And it desperately needs to be redone. Our fire pit has seen better days, but
It
that
keeps
just means
falling.
that we have constantly kicked up our feet and have enjoyed this immensely.
But the amount of ash, based on the amount of wood that has been burned in this fire pit, is impressive.
Yeah. Is it getting you too, Autumn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But just wanted to share that, guys. It's a good life, just living a little simpler and just starting a fire instead of turning the TV on. And you know, if you do, no problem. But this is our entertainment, and we talk and just reflect on our day, and then we plan on basically
Plan the next day.
yeah, we basically just plan what's going on the next day. And that usually involves like, hey, what are we going to get into? What time you want to start? How's the road? What are our priorities? Are we on track to, you know? And this is how we do. We just light a fire and we get going. So just wanted to share that with you. Hope you know, just wanted to bring you into our world a little bit. What are we doing tomorrow?
We gotta cut up those cedars.
All right, so I took down the cedars. We tested out the sprockets. Tomorrow we're going to get up there. It's going to be nice weather. It might be a little windy, but there was wind yesterday and today.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
We're back up here with our massive mess again that we have to clean up. Hopefully by the end of today we'll have a clear house site again. They're mostly all cedars here. We're going to mill them into posts that are hopefully going to be for a shelter above the mill. That's the plan. Is that our plan, John?
Huh?
Is that our plan?
What? I didn't even hear anything. What?
We're going to mill the cedar into posts for our shelter above the mill.
Yeah, I'd really like to. That'd be a good use for it. I don't know what we'll get. We'll get either 4x4s or 6x6s, something like that dimension, by like 12 feet tall. 2 of those feet will be in the ground. It's like a 10-foot tall post out of the ground. Yeah, there's nice dimensional cedar right here. Let's do that. should try to get the track loader and get the grapple on it, huh? Grapple bucket.
I turned this thing, right?
You gotta loosen both of those.
Oh, I did it wrong.
And then there's a small screw between them. You have
I
to
just
turn.
did the screw. That doesn't work.
No, come here.
I can do it.
Loosen both of the big screws, and then there's a flathead screw between them. Just give it about a quarter of a turn clockwise, and then tighten up the bolt. Feel it with your finger. It shouldn't be like super tight. You should be able to pull it away from the bar a little bit.
I can't loosen either of them.
Yeah, you can.
I know, we're gonna live here, honey. Can you loosen this for me, please? I can't do it. I tried really hard. It was hurting my hand.
There you go. Okay, that's it. Half turn on each of them, and then this is a. It's usually got crust in here, but there's a flathead in there.
Yeah.
You want to see, you're not that bad right now. When you had it going and it was warmed up, I'm going to give it a quarter turn. Not even, it's like an eighth. That looks a little better, or it feels a little better. Just take note.
Yeah.
Look at the chain on the bottom of the bar when you're cutting. And if you see a big air gap like that while it's cutting, then stop, because you're not being efficient at all.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Okay. I like that when you loosen this cover to like do maintenance or whatever, those stay in there. You can't like just pop these nuts out and lose them on the ground. That's what I like about this little saw. Man, if you're gonna get a little saw to throw in the back of like your tractor, or even like attach it to your tractor for like your trail maintenance, this is a great little.
I like it.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I almost think like we should get a new battery for it. Second battery.
It's already down to 2? I haven't even done that much.
Okay, maybe we don't like it.
Usually it lasts a long time.
We have these few trees over here that are all kind of stacked on top of each other, which makes it difficult to go in there and cut them apart because you're kind of climbing on top of each other. It's kind of dangerous. We're going to cut off the root balls, and then we're going to pull these trees into the open to cut them apart.
Yeah, I brought the chain. We'll do that.
That was good thinking.
This one's ready to go. I could just cart this one off. I'm trying to get most of the soil off of it. Anyway, let's cut this off. That one over there, the bigger one. When I pushed that tree over, I only loosened up the front end of it, and then I pushed it over. So I think there's still some roots in the ground that I need to pry out of there with the stump bucket. So let's cut this one, let's cut that one, and then I gotta, while I have the stump bucket on the machine, unearth it, and then I'll switch to the grapple bucket and we'll move all this stuff around. Good plan?
Yeah.
Is this still warm, you think? Stay right there so I know where you are, okay?
stink bug in your... Ew, was that on there when you were...
Yeah,
you had it on your ear?
Yeah, I checked it too.
Ugh.
He must have been like in there.
He's in there.
There, buddy.
Oh, I think he's...
Oh, there's two of
Oh,
them.
there's two of them. Ew.
I think they're kind of cute.
No, they're not cute.
Look at him. He doesn't mean any harm.
Okay.
Go, buddy. Go. Okay, or just fall. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's another one. Okay.
They obviously like it in there.
Oh dear. There's another one. I had 5 of them in my ear.
That's... I don't like that.
That's like how Meg feels about moist. Should I check the other one?
Yeah.
Let's see what's behind Deal or No Deal. Oh yeah.
There was more in there! Oh my goodness.
You ready? How do they find these places?
Those were all in your ear?
Yep. You know, it's funny because like I've been really itchy in here ever since we started working.
Stop. Just stop.
I'm joking.
Here.
Thank you. Are we clean now? Good thing we didn't have any scorpions in there.
Yeah, scorpions would be bad.
Oh, there's a spider on me now. That's probably in the
You're
helmet.
just full of bugs.
All right, now I got how many? A dozen bugs out of my ears? I'm good.
That's so gross.
That was fun.
All right, note, next time you put on your helmet, let's check the ear muffs first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me show you something here.
What's that?
So many things. It's just annoying maintaining a bunch of this stuff. This is underpowered right now, and I can just hear it and feel it.
Is it the air filter?
Yeah. Watch. So this is the air filter. It's like, I might switch to, look. See, I'm choking it. I like this air filter because I could just throw it in my ultrasonic and it pops apart easily. I've been using this, the same one, for a while now, but it's constantly, maybe I just need to clean everything out real good with some compressed air. Because it's just not letting the amount of air through it needs right now. So it's running kind of weak.
John, while we're talking about chainsaws, you want to talk about your other one?
There was just a lot of discussion like about my Craftsman chainsaw, and I bought this. Okay, my dad gave me a saw from, man, it's got to be 30 years old at this point. It's an old steel wood boss.
It's falling. Sorry,
Show it.
it's just
It's still moving.
going back down. And I heard it like slowly. I was like, what's moving? It was the stump wants to go back in the hole. Anyway, I'm sorry to cut you off. That startled me.
I had a bunch of comments about my chainsaw, and I got this saw. I bought it new, and it was really just kind of like a placeholder for the time being because I had intentions of restoring my dad's old steel wood boss. It's an 18-inch, and he told me like that's just a fantastic saw, and he had some trouble with the carburetor with it and stuff, and one thing led to another. Next thing you know, fuel lines, like everything. It just I attempted to restore it and didn't get very far. But I think I've gained a lot of knowledge since then. So I'm going to give it another shot. I'll show that to you guys. Show you what kind of saw it is. It's a really good saw. I remember it from my childhood, and I want to get it going again as a sentimental thing. It'd be really nice to do all this work with my dad's saw. So, but I'll share it with you. It's just something I've been keeping on the shelf and just waiting for a good time, maybe. All right, but the difference, I mean, just cleaning out these things. I don't know, maybe I just need a new one of these. But this is really not that bad of a saw. I mean, if you're going to be a lumberjack, yeah, get a Steel or a Husqvarna or something. But this saw, I mean, I think it was $200. for a 20-inch saw like this, I've used the heck out of this thing and maintained it. Like, a couple things have broken on it that I've replaced, but it's been pretty good. No complaints. I mean, Meg, have I used this saw or what?
Oh yeah, you've definitely used it.
I mean, I've gotten more than my money's worth out of it. But now listen to the difference. Listen to how it sounds. Sounds a lot better. Let me cut something. It just allows the engine to, gives the engine more air. It's going to run a lot faster. Cut better. That's not bad performance right there with a semi-dull chain. All right, Meg, let's get this thing out of the ground.
Okay.
I was hoping that would happen right there.
Oh. Okay.
I'm not going to knock Craftsman like that. That's a cheap saw.
It's a good saw.
It really is. I mean,
it was just ironic that everyone was saying, "Oh, you need to get a steel," and you have a steel.
I have a steel with metal parts, like really well built, timeless. I'm going to show you guys. You're going to be like, "Wow, I remember those. That's a good saw." I want to get it going again. Where's my key? It's in there already.
And you've learned so much in the past 2 years since you bought the Craftsman. I think you can get it going, John.
I had it going.
I know.
I had it going. I cut a log, and then I couldn't get it started again. It was like, I mean, this was before the EPA with all the carburetor adjustment screws and all. Like, do whatever you want with the saw.
I actually have footage of that. I'll show it.
Had it going. How big was my smile?
That was a very big smile. You'll get it going again, John.
I'll get it going again.
I have faith that you'll get it going.
If I can, I'll bring it to a place to get it going. But I want to try it on my own first.
There's something sentimental about us cutting the trees to build our house with Dad's saw.
Right.
We're going to do it.
We're going to do it. Come on, baby. Just start back up again, please.
doubt
Do
about
that
it.
before, Miggy.
No way you could have done that before we replaced the sprockets.
Okay,
You wouldn't even attempt it.
I will now.
You will now.
This is open to doors too. Look at Carmen, how pretty.
She's
Being a good girl,
pretty.
Carmen. Yes, you are.
It's cold in the shade.
It's nice.
No, it's cold. I'm cold. John, I would call that a successful day.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We moved a lot of stuff. Look at all that cedar.
Yeah.
Smells like Christmas over here. I'm kind of tired of cedar today. Like smelling it.
Yeah.
Like I love it in doses, but when you get too much of it, it's like, ugh.
It's been a lot of cutting of cedar
It's like working
trees
at
today.
Yankee Candle.
It's looking good, John.
Yeah, baby.
Almost looks like a cleared house site.
Yeah, almost. Really gotta rake up with the skeleton bucket.
That'll be next.
Yeah.
Good job, John.
Yeah. Let's go. Oh,
was gonna do that.
sorry. Alright, here's what you want to do, honey.
Yeah.
Chain. Why don't you clean it out? And obviously, the sprocket drives the chain. You want to just. This is not difficult at all.
Sure, I could have done it. But you offered to do it, so.
That's all it does, it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little sprocket. Okay. So that goes like so. Always push it toward the sprocket. But this, see the hole here?
Yep.
That's your adjustment, your tension.
Oh, okay.
So that's got to go through there.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to loosen it up so that we could slip the chain on. See, it just moves it left or right. This.
Do it again? Oh, okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So now get the bar. You want to put the chain on the sprocket. Okay, like that. Put the bar on, and then there's another sprocket at the end of your bar. See it? And I gotta work the chain on there. Alright. Get it loosey-goosey and then try to get that little peg in place. Alright, everything's lined up. We could start putting this thing back on. And then we'll tighten it up. But these need to be loose to tighten up that screw in the middle. You can't tighten that screw while these are tight. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So before you crank down on those nuts, just go clockwise and you can see the chain tightening up. You don't want to get them bound up either. See, a lot of times too, when it's loose, the bar is down. When you tighten it up, it like kind of lifts it up a little bit. So you got to pay attention to that too. That's still pretty loose. Let's give it like a half turn. That's feeling better. Tighten it up. It feels a little tight now. I don't know if we'll be able to loosen it. Let's see. Okay, that's better. Okay?
Yeah.
I didn't remember the bar oil. I think you have a little bit left in there. All right, you just got to process one tree for me over there.
Okay.
You could do that while I'm zipping around. Another thing, this little wrench goes down here. I don't know, it's just a clever little saw that I really like, and it's easy. Battery power, you have to mess with gas, but great to just, I mean, stuff like this. You had a tree about this size in the trail, you could easily get through it with this. You're not going to process a huge log or anything. It's just a nice handy thing, pretty dependable saw. And Meg likes it, right?
I do.
Good size, 14-inch?
Yep.
Yeah, so good to have in your arsenal.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna get in the skid steer. You process that cedar. I'll put it on the pile of the other cedars and we'll clean up and then we'll head out of here.
Yeah,
And we'll let the storm come and go and then we'll get back up here.
it's pretty nasty.
Try to get this done.
Our conditions are deteriorating quickly.
You helping out too? Here, Carmen, take this. Go put it away. Here, Maddie. No? Okay.
They're not
All
much
right.
help.
This is my grapple bucket. It's a lightweight grapple. Probably not intended to pick up huge logs and like twist and turn while you're using it, but this round bar here has totally failed, and it's now a sad face grapple. And not to mention these fangs come out. I don't want to buy a new grapple. I'm gonna fix this thing. This is 1/2-inch plate, and I think what I'm gonna wind up doing, Meg, I haven't shared this with you yet. I'm gonna take this whole thing apart and probably cut it back here and then weld new tines on it. Tines? What would they be? Tines?
They'd be tines.
So I want to get 1/2-inch plate, and I'm going to change the way this grapple is too. This, I don't really like the root extraction, how you have to tip the bucket down and drive inward, hit rocks and everything else. I'm going to, instead of these things facing upward, I'm going to make it come out and like it'd be flat on the bottom and then come up so that you could keep the bucket level on the ground and just drive into a pile. And it's essentially like going like this instead of me having to curl the bucket down so that these teeth can rake for me. I think it would be a much better raking experience if it wasn't like this. I don't really like how this one is designed now that I've used it hundreds of hours. I'm constantly like tipping it forward like this and driving forward. I mean, it's made to go into the ground and rip out roots, but it's also made to clean up debris, and I find myself cleaning up debris more than ripping out roots. I have a stump bucket, so I'll use that to rip out roots. This thing, I want to scoop up piles of debris, and I find a lot of debris falls through these gaps. So I want to reinforce this whole thing by adding more tines to it and just, you know, cutting off the bad stuff and re-welding some new stuff on. I think it would be a lot more rigid if we do that.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
I think you should put a fang in the middle too, on the top.
Yeah, it is annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, you're constantly dropping larger logs because they don't hold on.
And then we could probably support these fangs all together by like 2 triangles and be a lot more sturdy. Yeah, this could be redone, Titan attachments. We could go to a version 2 of this economy grapple, and you know, yeah. Why don't you take my design when I do it? But I'm still working with it. I don't know. It's just not working that well because when I tilt it down now, I got a big bow and it's annoying. I can't grade with it.
Yeah, if you look at it, that's the frown face we got going on now. And that's from John pulling logs and turning with them.
Yeah, if you have one of these, don't grab something and drag it out of the woods and turn. Because you are creating an amazing amount of leverage doing that, and it's bending this bar. This bar is what failed and bent. And then it caused this to buckle on me over here. Like, look how badly that's bent.
Yeah, I mean, it still works, but yeah, I think you should make it what you want it, John. You've put enough hours on it now that you know exactly how you want it to work. And I mean, you need to repair it anyway. You might as well upgrade it to your specs that you like. Now we're kind of doing a vacuum, if you will. We have a bunch of just twigs and stuff like that, roots on the ground. John's just trying to rake it all, sort of.
Difference.
Yeah. John, I believe we have a house site.
I believe we're ready to dig or scrape, whatever's next.
Yeah. So let's do some, I'll do some before and after. You ready for the next step? I'm tired of taking down trees and cutting up trees and moving trees and limbs and sticks, and
That was never ending.
I've had enough
Look
of
at
that.
all the cedar we have.
That's quite a few logs of cedar.
Uh-uh.
I think our next obstacle is going to be rock,
Yeah, we're gonna run into a lot of rock.
especially that one. The good news is this rock does not seem to be the same rock that we hit lower on the property doing the driveway.
Yeah, it's got seams.
This rock breaks apart much easier than limestone. We think it's granite.
I'm not sure what it is, but you can find seams in it and peck at it and break it apart if you can't get the whole thing out. Or maybe just jackhammer a part of it and leave the rest in the ground if it's in the path of the footers. So
Yeah.
we're gonna, next step, we're going to scrape all this topsoil off and try to make a pile of clean soil. And then really mark off where the footers are gonna be and just start digging. Whatever gets in our way, we'll have to jackhammer it or breaker hammer, whatever. We'll have to do that. I gotta say, we would have been lost without that skid steer. If anyone is embarking on a journey like this, I cannot recommend a tracked skid steer enough. Especially since the sprockets, we switched them. They haven't popped off since we put the tracks back on.
It's like a different machine now that the sprockets
Yep.
are working correctly.
We haven't had a problem. I haven't had a track tension problem either. It's been really great. So, mission complete on that. Yeah, if anybody's embarking on a journey like this, a skid steer is probably a really good choice as a heavy machine if you're just trying to decide excavator, skid steer, whatever. That's my opinion. Take it for what you want.
Although the tractor has really served us well too.
Yeah, and we're gonna use that to start digging. What you doing, Daddy Longleg? You got something on your foot. You want some help? I feel like you're having a hard time with your foot. Anyway, you'll figure it out, bro.
What in the world?
What's wrong? What?
Oh, Minecraft.
Did you search unicorns on Minecraft? My phone just searched unicorns on Minecraft. It said how to spawn a unicorn on my phone.
This is our spot.
That's right. We rest our heels and just talk about tomorrow. So, enjoy the fire with us for a minute. No?
That was super cheesy.
Yeah. You're mean.
I know.